Max Verstappen was supposed to win. Everyone said it. The Red Bull Ring in Spielberg, Austria, was his home turf. He had won here 4 times before. The fans wore orange, the banners flew high, and the air buzzed with chants for the reigning world champion. But nobody expected what happened next, because this time it wasn't Max. It was Lando Norris. The 2025 Austrian Grand Prix was meant to be another easy step for Verstappen toward yet another F1 championship. The standings showed him comfortably in front, with Red Bull dominating once again. The sky was clear, the engine screamed, and every statistic pointed to victory. But Formula One doesn't follow the script. All eyes were on McLaren, a team once dominant, then fallen, and now claw his way back to glory. And leading that charge was Lando Norris. Still young, still hungry, but no longer a rookie. And beside him, Oscar Piastri, the quiet assassin from Australia, known for his calm under pressure. The weekend started with Red Bull on top in practice. Verstappen looked untouchable. The Austrian Grand Prix was his backyard. Every time he hit the throttle, the crowd roared. And when qualifying came, Max delivered again, pole position. Another familiar sight. But Lando was close. Very close. Just 0.057 seconds behind. It was the smallest of margins. But it was enough to ignite something. The paddock felt it. A shift. Race day. July 6, 2025. Spielberg, Austria. The engines fired up on the grid. The camera zoomed in on Max's visor, cold and confident. Next to him, Lando Norris, eyes closed, breathing slowly. The lights above them began to count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lights out, and Lando launched. Like a rocket, Norris shot off the line, catching Verstappen by surprise. The 2 cars screamed down into turn 1 side by side. Max tried to close the door, but Lando held the outside line with ice-cold precision. The crowd gasped. Norris led lap 1, but no one thought he could hold it. Verstappen stayed close. DRS open lap after lap. He pressured. He pushed. He waited for Lando to crack. But he didn't. McLaren had brought upgrades to Austria, a new floor, revised rear wing, and it worked. Their straight-line speed was untouchable. Verstappen radioed his team. He's fast. Really fast. Behind them, Oscar Piastri was holding off Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc in a fierce midfield battle. The McLaren's were flying, but all focus was on the front. Lap 31. Pit stops began. Red Bull called Max in first, hoping for the undercut. But McLaren executed a perfect stop for Lando just 1 lap later. He came back out still in front. And then came the rain. Light drizzle on lap 43 turned into chaos by lap 45. Cars slid off at turn 3. Yellow flags waved. Everyone scrambled for intermediates. But McLaren? They stayed calm. They called both drivers in perfectly, 1 lap apart. No double stacking. No confusion. Verstappen, frustrated, had to wait in the pit lane traffic. Precious seconds lost. When they returned to the track, Lando had extended his lead. 10 laps to go. The rain eased, but the track remained slick. Norris was flawless. Every corner, every apex. Verstappen gave everything, but it wasn't enough. Lap 71. The checkered flag waved, and for the first time in his career, Lando Norris crossed the finish line in Austria as a Grand Prix winner. The crowd, mostly in orange, stood stunned. Some cheered. Some were silent. Max Verstappen finished second. And for once, in his home race, he wasn't a hero. Oscar Piastri brought the second McLaren home in P4. A double points finish. A statement. McLaren was not a midfield team anymore. They were contenders. In the post-race interview, Lando was shaking, not from nerves, but emotion. This means everything. After all the near misses, all the critics, we showed what McLaren is made of. The F1 standings changed that day. Verstappen still led the championship, but now Lando was in second, closer than ever. The Formula One world realized the title race was alive, and McLaren, they weren't chasing anymore. They were hunting. The Austria GP, once expected to be a Verstappen victory parade, became the scene of an uprising, a flashpoint in the 2025 F1 season. In the garages, the engineers hugged, mechanics cried. Team principal Andrea Stella lifted his headset and whispered, "We're back." And Formula One fans knew it too. A new rivalry had just been born, because in the mountains of Spielberg under the Austrian sky, Lando Norris didn't just win a race. He made history.